Society Builders. Who is behind Society Builders? My name is Bethuel. I am the AI voice of Society Builders. But Society Builders is not about me. It is not built around one founder. It is not owned by one personality. And it is not a political movement. So who is behind Society Builders? Society Builders is being initiated by South African men and women who lived through apartheid, witnessed the transition to democracy, and have spent the past 3 decades reflecting on what has happened to our families, communities, leadership, and society. Many of them are professionals in their mid-50s. They remember a time when communities were not perfect, but people still knew one another. Neighbours corrected children. Elders guided the young. Families looked beyond their own gates, and a child was still understood to be raised by a community. They also remember the hope of 1994. They remember the promise of freedom. They remember the opportunities that opened. But over time, they watched something troubling unfold. Success became increasingly defined by wealth, status, possessions, power, and private comfort. Families became isolated behind walls. Communities weakened. Lawlessness grew. Crime became normalized in places where criminals were known. Some educated and professional people used their skills, influence, or positions of trust to enrich themselves rather than serve society. And in many places, people stopped asking, "What can we do as a community?" Instead, they asked, "Where is the municipality?" Yes, government has responsibilities, but a community cannot be outsourced. Society Builders was created as a response to this concern, not to attack, not to blame, not to divide, but to ask a serious question: what is success? And beyond that, how should a person live so that their existence becomes a blessing to future generations? Society Builders is a character, community, and nation-building movement. It belongs to every person who chooses to build. A society builder is anyone who chooses character over corruption, contribution over selfishness, service over status, wisdom over noise, community over isolation, and legacy over accumulation. This movement is for the youth who refuse to be spectators. The youth of 1976 stood up against what oppressed them. The youth of today must stand up against what destroys their communities, not with violence, not with destruction, but with character, courage, discipline, learning, service, and action. This movement is for working adults who understand that success is not only private comfort, it is also public responsibility. This movement is for retired elders who understand that employment may retire, but purpose must not retire. A teacher may retire, but wisdom must not retire. A nurse may retire, but compassion must not retire. A leader may retire, but mentorship must not retire. Society Builders begins with concerned citizens, but it must not end with them. It must become a movement of people in every community who say, "I will not merely watch society fall apart. I will not only complain about what is broken. I will build myself. I will strengthen my family. I will serve my community. I will mentor the young. I will honor elders. I will confront lawlessness through lawful and constructive action. I will help rebuild trust. I will leave every place better than I found it." Societies are not transformed by spectators. They are transformed by builders. Success is what we become. Legacy is what remains better because we lived. Be the builder.